Okay, so we are going to finish inputting these variables from the last tutorial. And that's it. You can see here that I've put these all in the same line. It just kind of makes it a little bit more neat and easier to read, since we're not needing to define these up here. And let's give that a shot. Okay, so there's an error on line 46. Camera. On line 89. This. And there we go. Boy, what's that going on now? Okay. And that. There. Those three errors, I hope. Yes. There we go. Okay. So there. Nice smooth camera. Makes for a much better gameplay. Okay, so there we go. So now we've added a new camera to our script. And there isn't too much that we can optimize with this one. I've kind of already looked it over. If you wanted to play around with these values, you're more than welcome to, but basically what we're doing here is, like I've already explained this in the last tutorial, but if the camera is less than or greater than the camera, it's going to try and catch up to it. So this way it adds for a nice smooth catching up speed, rather than just always being attached to the player. This is basically just to kind of slow down the mouse speed, because the tilt uses it as its whole number. So one way or another, I'd be either multiplying this by 2 or dividing this by 2. So, and these values you could play with and make them a bit bigger or less, or ultimately get rid of it if you don't like that. I kind of like the way it adds to it, adds a little bit of extra character to the camera. The move force tilt is, you know, as simple as it can be. This whole section here, you can't really simplify that anymore. So with this little bit of code, and of course adding in this, what we could do actually, there we go. So let's add that into here. Technically that would, I guess in a sense, go under movement, but we can keep it under the camera, and it's essentially doing the same thing that we want it to anyway. So that's perfect. So there we go. First person shooter, camera. In the next tutorial, we're going to learn how to make switches. For example, like light switches, and eventually move into other kinds of switches, like levers and that sort of thing.